Welcome, I am Erin Pierson-Mills, your favorite Las Vegas redhead realtor.
I'm Nick Aquino, co-founder of Aquino Capital Group and your local mortgage broker.
I am Edward Zarndt. I am a local real estate agent and a market analyst.
And this is Unlocking Las Vegas. Hi you guys and welcome back to Unlocking Las Vegas. It is your favorite redhead realtor, Las Vegas, me, Erin Pierson-Mills, and co-hosting today is the fantastic Ferris. Hi.
Hi. Sorry,
Hi.
my arm just went up because we're at our house and her dogs are going crazy.
Yes,
but
we have the puppies
hello.
here today.
I'm
Hi.
so happy to be here.
So Ferris yells at me all the time. She doesn't have a title. She doesn't like what I ever call her. What is your title, Ferris? What do you do for me and society in general?
I like to help my friend.
That makes no sense to the audience. No. I say that Ferris is my handler. She handles me.
I don't know if I'm handling
She
so much.
organizes my entire office. She's been my social media backer for years. Is it 3 years now?
I mean, it is 3 years.
My
but
little content creator, she literally does not like any name that I give her, but she does everything in my entire life.
I feel like we're both
All
like
the beautiful
the
photos she
emotional,
creates.
like support friends for the most part. Yes, there's business involved in between it, but for the most part, like it's very. I feel like it's very personal.
Let's be clear. Ferris is an incredible businesswoman, and she does social media platforms for so many different things. She's literally turned around my social medias in 3 years from like 0 to 60. I mean, it's been incredible. So don't even play yourself down. Don't play. So first of all, if you're watching this, we just want to point out that yes, it's the holidays, but that's not why we're wearing red today. So we are in support of UNLV and Vegas Strong. And what did you want to say about that?
Just want to, shout out everybody that has experienced what had just transpired over this last week. There's a lot of emotions running high, especially here in Vegas. So just want to send out the love. We're wearing the red in support, and just know that we are thinking of each and every one of you and anybody that's been affected by it.
Yes, definitely. So today, since I do have you on the pod, thanks for stepping in.
Whoop, whoop.
We did want to talk about social media. I know that you guys hear this day in and day out, but my really great life coach has always told me, cue the dogs, that you really need to hear something 7 times to be able to remember it, implement it, and all the things, okay? So we're just going to talk about social media and content creation. I'm going to let you go shut that door really quick. If you guys did not know and do not follow me on all my social media platforms, I have 2 giant horses that live in my house. They are classic Dobermans, and they're loud boys. So there you go.
Yeah, so if you didn't hear any of that because of the dogs, we're going to talk about social media a little bit just because it's, everyone's talking about it. And here in Las Vegas, I mean, you have influencers, you have people that just go to certain restaurants or even go to shows or even the games just for social media. And I definitely feel like it's a little bit of a heavy topic. I don't think that everybody loves social media. You're either the person
that's good at it, that enjoys it, like me.
I feel like there's 3. I feel like there's a category of 3. There's like the category of someone who's an influencer. So they're only doing it because their level of influence and they're getting paid to do certain things, whether it's restaurant shows, wearing things here in town, so, shouting out stores and all of that.
But let's be clear, an influencer, social media is their life and their job.
Right.
Okay.
So it's like you have that level, and then you have the other level, which is kind of where I feel like you fall into.
The professional level. I have a job.
It's a business, but you're still bringing awareness to your brand. You're bringing awareness to whatever it is that you do. In your, instance, it's real estate. And then you have the third one, which is me.
The stalker.
I'm not the stalker, just the everyday social media user, somebody that, follows their friends and family. Maybe they're posting about, their friends, maybe a little bit of, their business if they choose to, their wins, things like that. So I think there's a category of 3.
Okay, so I think that most of you guys are going to fall into number 2, the category like me. You're a business professional. You want to grow on social media because reaching your target audience is very important. But I do want to drill down if it's just my personal journey. And so I joined Facebook when it was created. What is that now? 16 years? I don't know the exact amount of years for our wedding venue. And so I was very good at it for several years, but social media has changed. It has pivoted. It is crazy now. It's not just a post a day. Oh gosh, no. I mean, I remember when my assistant, 10 years ago, came in and told me about Snapchat or stories, how it would disappear in 24 hours. I threw my phone and kicked her out of my house. I was so mad. I'm all, why am I going to post something that's disappearing in 24 hours? Okay.
That's Erin.
That's my old lady brain, and we're allowed to say that. Okay. So, but with my life coach, Ferris didn't enter my life until 3 years ago. Life coach has been with me, life business coach for 6 years. And consistency was the biggest thing. I'm a very consistent person. I get up at 4 a.m. every single day. Me and the dogs, we've got a schedule, all the things, okay? What I mean by consistency in this day and age, if you are truly looking to grow, there's a lot. It's a lot, but you can take one content creation and you can put it on all the different platforms in certain ways. We're not diving into that today. But what I like...
That's a little bit more detailed, but I also feel that, some people, even if they fall into your category, like, don't be discouraged, because that's one thing.
Discouragement and horse blinders. Put on those horse blinders.
Yes, but not everybody follows that. So I think, like, one of the biggest things is get good at one platform. Like, really good at one.
%. My agents come to me all the time. Erin, I can't be you. I don't have your personality.
Right.
And I'm like, look, the point is to be you. The point is to be you. And so, but I do live and breathe it, and it took years and years to even get my family to the point where we live and breathe it. Now, if we're doing something and I don't have the phone out, Mom, it's content.
Yeah.
My mother, Erin, you have to come to church tonight because it's good for content. Oh, whoa, now we're at that level. Okay.
Wow, my family would never do that. Would never happen.
And here's the thing, I hear it all the time. Gosh dang it, Erin, you're the first person that shows up the minute I sit on the toilet, open my phone in the morning. You're up every single day. It doesn't happen overnight. It truly doesn't happen overnight.
I have to give her a lot of credit. She's grown so much, and she listened. I remember when we started this journey, she was very much like, okay, so how do we do this, and how do we implement this? And
I was more military. I wanted the military rules.
It was like, Erin, we have to be consistent first, and we got to start, and we have to start really slow, but we just have to be consistent no matter what it is. And I mean, she's very coachable, so I think that is a huge thing. Like, she literally took that like so internally, and she was consistent. And she may have not been getting the views or the likes or the comments,
but you will not.
And she showed up, and it's kind of getting to, you go through things and you expect instant gratification. It's like, oh, well, I posted this thing, it's amazing. Okay, well, if you're not consistent, like myself.
The algorithm did not.
I'm not going to see the results that I'm looking for, but that's kind of, we could kind of dive into the whole mental game of social media, but just in general for your business, like, consistency is key. So if you own a business, if you're running a business, you're thinking about starting a business, you're thinking of starting a podcast, you're a real estate agent. If you're not consistent, people are most likely not going to choose you based on the consistency. I would just give one example and let you take over.
Okay.
Example one is...
By the way, I think Ferris talks more than I do, so if you think I'm a talker,
is I came across something from a friend the other day, and she was like, oh yeah, I was kind of searching and looking for different people, and she has different things going on, and she was like, oh, look at this person. And I looked at their social media. I looked at their stories. They haven't posted since November of last year.
Yeah, we can't be friends.
So not to say that this person isn't credible. I'm not saying that. But the thing is with that is, how active are they in whatever industry that they're in? Maybe they're not doing that anymore and it's just a dead page. Or maybe something happened and they've pivoted and they're in something else.
Well, look, that's the downfall of social media, because people are like, I'm good at what I do and I don't have to post. Okay, awesome. So you have a 9-to-5 job that you get a paycheck. You don't have to talk to anybody. Peace out. Love that. Okay. But we've moved on from the door-to-door knocking salespeople of Mary Kay and Tupperware and all the other things.
Yeah, but just because they're not posting on social media, there are people that have an influence that don't have to have social media, but they are consistent out in the world.
Okay, well,
Marketing with themselves, whether they're meeting with people, they're going to events, they're talking to people constantly, because there is that. But that is, I feel, that's going to be a little bit harder because you're constantly out there. You're constantly in the public eye. You're constantly at events. And that can be draining for some people because you're going to all these events, dealing with so many different people and their energies. And some people are energy suckers. So, I mean, there are people that have a huge influence, that have a very successful business, that are not on social media, but it's because they are constantly hitting the pavement, not door to door, like you said, not door to door. But yeah, that's definitely a thing I've seen. It's rare, but I've seen it.
Well, we're going to circle back to getting good at one platform before moving on to the other, and you can list them in order. Look at my broken finger. Everybody, please ignore
It'll be here for a while.
My little black cast over here. It's to keep it warm. But there's varying ideas of what order to put them in. It really, really matters, and it does depend on your own business. You know, for me, the SOI, Facebook is definitely first. You know, that's the more personable, family-oriented one. So if you get really good at Facebook, awesome. Now, if you're a 22-year-old and you're selling something different, that's not the place to start for you, okay? So I always like to say, if you can get consistent and good at posting, so if we're talking Facebook, 1 post per day, 3 to 5 stories a day. If you can do that for 30 days, what do they say in rehab? That was that Sandra Bullock movie, 28 days makes a habit? Is that it?
It's 21.
21 days? Okay. So if you can do it, I would say 1 month. If you can just give yourself an A+ and you did it for, 1 month, add Instagram.
It also depends on your industry as well.
100%.
With real estate, you're kind of all over the place.
Yeah, you're everywhere.
And, you also need to evaluate, your demographic. Evaluate your demographic, evaluate your industry, and then you can really decide. So like Facebook, sorry, it's the grandma of social media. It just is. Like, it's old school. You're going to have all your grandparents on there. Every aunt and uncle that has an opinion will be on there as well.
High school friends.
Your high school friends will be on there. So definitely, evaluate that in your business, just kind of depending on what it is that you're doing in the industry and your age.
I feel like it's more sociable. That's where you pour your heart out a little bit more. Instagram is a little bit more glossy. It's a little bit more look at me.
It's a little more flashy for sure.
It's a little
bit more flashy. I don't feel like you have to explain as much on Instagram.
A little bit shorter.
Yeah, you just kind of have to like post something, and then it's kind of like let the algorithm do what it needs to do.
TikTok is like my freaking cheetah. Like if I'm feeling saucy,
TikTok.
I'm gonna be like a moron. But if I feel professional, but then
TikTok is its own beast. It's its own beast.
That's where I can just be me to be me, and I don't care because it's just
I didn't teach her TikTok. Because I don't even know TikTok. I'm just a TikTok watcher.
Look,
but she has definitely like hit a realm in there where it's like, I'm super proud. I'm like, dang, like look at you go. Because there's no way.
I would not call myself a Las Vegas influencer. I do not go and consistently eat at all the fun, fancy restaurants. Go gamble, go do, not strip clubs, nightclubs.
What's on her brain? Strip clubs.
But, now it's to a level, and I had to learn about TikTok. I was only on it for a few months, just a few. I went to a huge real estate convention in Dallas, Texas.
Do you guys hear the dogs crying? They want to come in here so bad, but we're just going to keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, we're ignoring them. But I was walking around this convention of over 4,000 people, and a gaggle of girls came out of the elevator, came up to me and my friend. Gaggle. They were really young and pretty. TikTok. And they were like, oh, are you the Las Vegas redhead realtor? And I was like, do I know you? And they're like, we love your stuff. Literally, I've only done a handful of things in 2 months. And I was like, whoa, where do you sell real estate? All over the board. New York, Tennessee, Florida, Kansas. And I was like, if you had somebody moving to Vegas, would you refer me? And they're like, yes. And I was like, bam, that was my aha moment. Oh, that's how TikTok works. Because I'm like, nobody's seen this. What is going on? So when you're learning something, it's totally fine not to get why you're doing it at first. Yeah. For realsies.
And I feel like one thing, seeing that this is the Unlocking Las Vegas podcast, one thing to note is that living here in Las Vegas, there are so many opportunities for you to go and do things. Doesn't matter which category you fall in out of the three that I had mentioned, whether you're an influencer, you're a business, or you're just the everyday mom, dad, doing your thing. There are so many things. I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions with Las Vegas that it's just like, oh, fun, flashy lights, tits and ass and all the things. But that's not the case. Like, there's so much here, and the community here is so strong. And I feel like there are so many things that can happen. I mean, I get asked all the time, from people that live across the country of like, oh, so what's it like living in Vegas? Like, it's not a matter. I feel like it's like anywhere else. I mean,
I walk my dogs. I go to Target. I go to a coffee shop. I meet with my friends. I do baby goat yoga.
The funniest thing I was ever asked was, oh, so you live here?
What hotel do you live in?
No, actually, we were. They were like, oh my gosh, you live in Las Vegas. Do you have a Target? And I'm like, yeah, we have Targets, we have Walmarts, we have like everything else that normally like. Oh, I couldn't live here if there wasn't a Target. Like, it's not like this, crazy prime place. And so, yeah, I mean,
steak and lobster every day.
Yeah, I definitely think the unlocking Las Vegas part of it has a lot to do with this. Like, social media is a huge thing here. You have lots that you can do, but it's also such a great place to do it too.
I love social media. I always have. Go ahead and open the door. They're going to be fine at this point. Let's let the horses in. It's hard not to fall into the trap of it being like the popularity contest. It's kind of like when you're in my industry, you're in the real estate industry, and you go to a random convention or you go to a networking meeting. The worst thing you can walk up and say to me, how many do you have in escrow? It's just like this competition that I think is unnecessary. And guess what? I love it when a reel or a TikTok hits really good and I feel like I'm back in high school. Oh, people like me. And guess what? Really try to take that off the table, because if I have something that does the standard 200 to 400 on TikTok or on Instagram, you know what? It's the quality of who is seeing it, not the quantity. And it's very hard to fall down that rabbit hole. Am I pretty thrilled that the top three I have right now are breaching 2 million? I'm pretty excited about that.
That's pretty incredible. I mean, I was even blown away. I was like, look at you go. Like, that is amazing.
Let me look at some Housewives. Like, that's like Housewives. So I do like watching the Housewives.
Her and these Housewives, you guys.
But anyway, all I'm saying is that being consistent, and it took me 3 years with this girl next to me to be uplifted and to stay consistent.
She does her own thing now, so don't get it twisted. She's way better than me, and she teaches me things now. But yes, consistency is key. Vegas has tons for social media.
And I've always wanted to say, when people are like, I can't be like you. Well, guess what? I can't be like that influencer who is tall and a male and has a beard. Guess what? I can't. So to be authentic is the most important thing. Like, I will mess up. I will misspell. I will snort. I will have glitter like on my cheek. Okay, people need to connect with real people.
Do you see the dogs? Can you guys see them?
They
just can't stand it. They have to be.
They want to be on Unlocking Las Vegas.
Because they want to be consistent, because they're on social media for Erin. So they're here with us.
Okay, so let's transition really quick to talk about the Las Vegas market and everything going on. I mean, in my humble opinion, I feel like it's just going to be a bloodbath coming into the spring.
Ugh.
Because though, as the interest rate inches down, people are going to come out of the woodworks. They're going to come out of the holiday, the fog, the haze, and they're going to be like, let's go. So I have several in escrow right now, and one of my reels that is going viral, I said, ask the seller to cover closing costs. It's a good time because the market's a little slower. Mm-hmm. Look, we don't have inventory, but it is the holidays. Mm-hmm. And so it is still, in my humble opinion, a seller's market. And somebody was fighting me on comments. That's another thing. If you want your views to go up, definitely engage with your comments. But when it becomes mean girl, mean guy, I mean, let it go. Like, don't go to bed feeling sad.
Yeah.
But somebody was like, good luck having the sellers give your clients money. It's a seller's market. And I was just like, oh, what city and state are you in? Mm-hmm. I do believe that, that definitely creates a difference, because the three I put in escrow this week, very different price points, got $3,000, $13,000, and $25,000 from the sellers to cover full or partial closing costs, okay? Now, you can always refinance down the road. Yes, refinancing does cost. You do want to get with your lender to see what those costs are going to be. Anyway, So that is just my humble opinion. So if you have the means to start looking right now and start locking that in, sellers are gonna do all the repairs that you ask for. They're excited to get rid of their house because they want to move on. So there you go. Okay, so for the holidays, you guys, with the whole Mean Girl thing, and here's how you can use social media for a difference. If you do follow me, which I encourage you to do, obviously, try to get back to the community. Try to get back to somebody else. I always told my kids, especially we just went on vacation, and I have, wads of hundreds and not $1 and $5 bills. Wads of hundreds.
Wads of hundreds.
Wads of
Nope, scratch that.
Yes, and I'm always like, okay, we're gonna go get our Starbucks, or we're gonna go, it doesn't matter, we're gonna go to McDonald's. I don't even give a crap. I give people at the McDonald's drive-thru
She does, guys.
$2 to $3, and they're like, we can't accept this. And I'm like, oh, I'm from Vegas. Like, I just hand out money. A dollar will make somebody's day, especially if they're not used to it. Like, I did that to my deli guy once, and like he throws samples at me every time I walk in.
Aww.
Like, my point being is that people do come out of the woodwork and they ask me for help all the time. Here's your opportunity to use your followers for the greater good. One of my really good friends, an influencer here in Vegas, does astronomically. So find those people, like get a wish tree. Oh, going back to that, I tell my kids, what is my saying now? You have to give it away every day. Give it away every day. You have to give it to receive it, And so...
Listen, I think if you have the means to give, then do it.
But guess what? If you don't have the money...
Because it's going to come back around.
Yeah, if you don't have the coats, if you don't have the food to give away, time is very valuable.
Yeah.
No matter what you can find, there's so many different options. I'm telling you, you can just pop on and go and donate your time. People are super grateful for that. I mean, adopt a family. Ask my son's in high school. I can ask a counselor, do you know of any family that's struggling? And you can do it just very anonymous if you want to. Super simple.
Definitely.
So, so give it away to have a good day, right? Because
give it away.
What you give directly comes back.
Every day.
It's true. So, all right, you guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday. Never feel sad if you are not getting the returns on your social media. Stay consistent. It's kind of like a basketball player, right? If you want to get to the NBA, is
People
that what
are
it is?
watching even if they're not commenting.
They are watching, like Ferris, the stalker over here. So yeah, just keep on trucking, you guys. We're gonna have a fantastic end of the year and an even stronger 2024 if you guys start now. Stay consistent and be yourselves. All right, you guys, peace out for now. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, Ferris.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.